and Twitch. International Master William Paschall. Today we're doing our Sparkle Horse Arena. This is a rapid arena, 7+2. It's a 2-hour arena. You guys are just, excuse me, welcome to hang out. Welcome to watch me lose my, suffocate anyway. Anyway, we're doing good. Just don't forget to call 911 if I can't breathe. So, no, seriously, welcome to the Sparkle Horse Arena stream. We're going to be playing 7+2 Rapid. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Astrobait, Move 11, Bob Sakamano, Zen Chess, and who else do we have here? I think that's it. From the early crew. Astrobait and Dim this week with donations. Thanks, guys, for supporting the stream. Bob had a ribeye for lunch. Yeah, man. That sounds good. I could go for a good steak, Bob. Alright. We've got Sparkle Horse, Zen Chess, Nordogon, Laluo, Kashmaui, and Sladgie Fan, otherwise known as Mr. Bob. The quote from Tartakover here, the move is there, but you must see it. A lot of these quotes that lichess uses, of course, are like taken out of context. I don't know, what his context was exactly with that comment. I'm somewhere between Boston and Providence, Rhode Island, Bob, if you need to. Could call the EMTs. Anyway, guys, happy hump day. No, today's Tuesday, my bad. I thought it was hump day already, but it's only Tuesday. Alright, so we're getting ahead of ourselves. Tuesday the 13th. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and we're actually going to be doing our Weird Wednesday stream in the morning at 12 noon. Zen Chess, I'm going to push... Wow, I'm going to push it's your 3-month anniversary share button. Dude, just subscribe. Zen Chess just resubscribed with a 3 months in a row share button. Astrobait donating 1,000 bits the other day. I want to thank him for that yesterday, to be exact. It's hard to keep track of yesterday. 1,001 bits. Dim with 1,000. Sorry, 100. And Merle Dixon with 1 getting on the leaderboard. Zen Chess was already subbed. I just hadn't pushed that button. That's cool, man. Thanks for supporting the stream. Take it easy on me here if you're going to face me on Game 1. In Game 1. We're not even going to talk about the World Championship. Getting more boring as every game goes by. Waiting for a barn burner. So now after that astounding game, we'll have another break. How does it work now? We have another day off tomorrow. They really need a rest after those last 2 games. Man, I'm beginning to think like both players are kind of banking on all the games being draws and just playing it out. It's like both sides are happy with all draws because Magnus figures he's a favorite in the Rapid, and Carlsen, Caruana is just kind of happy to get there, and figures like the more it comes down to like one game, the greater chance like an accident might happen or something like that. So everyone seems happy. Bob, with a donation of 5 bits to get on the board there. Don't mess with Bob. He's got 5 bits donated to the stream. Guys, we're starting in 10 minutes here. But anyways, all fun aside, like I don't mind discussing the World Championship if anybody has any questions about the game. I thought Caruana actually, was well prepared in playing like this Bishop C5 move. That's pretty rare. Kind of a newer idea. Typically those kind of moves in the reverse dragon were always thought to be like a mistake because there'd be some tactic that white would have with knight takes e5, but that all seems to lead to some sort of draw. So kind of a new idea and a good preparation by Caruana. Let's give him credit for good preparation against the English there. However, only leading to basically an equal position. Did the game have any potential? Not really. I think that Caruana, he basically had it pretty well set up, and as far as preparation goes, and he was forcing a lot of exchanges fairly early. Objectively, like the English opening doesn't offer white an advantage, and Magnus knows that. And every grandmaster who plays the English probably realizes that the English doesn't really offer you an advantage. You're basically playing like you're playing the Sicilian. with the move extra. But you would think that Carlsen would have some chance to maybe outplay even a very strong player. But it feels like Caruana's not taking any risks. So neither player's really taking any risks or trying to take any risks. That's the way it appears. I don't think that's a great match format of 12 games. But who knows? Maybe as the games get fewer and fewer, we're going to start seeing something happen. I mean, if one game is decisive, it's going to change, like seismically change the match. I mean, that's basically what happened with Karyakin. I mean, one decisive game is going to make it massively different. Please remind us which openings you suggest for a big win. Well, I mean, I really feel like both sides need to play e4. But Caruana needs to play the open Sicilian. And I don't understand why he's not pulling the trigger. Maybe he's saving it, I don't know. But he doesn't seem to want to risk anything, and neither does Magnus. The first game was a huge chance for Carlsen, so that's the only chance anyone's really had. Yeah, Blue Eye Albino. I'd like to see them play the Spanish. I'd like to see Magnus play the Spanish with Black, and I'd like to see. I'm sure that's in his repertoire for the match. He's probably got both Sicilian and e45 prepared. He decided to keep the e45 for reserve. Play the Sicilian first. See if Carlsen can do anything against the Sicilian. If not, if Carlsen gets something... I mean, if Caruana gets something against the Sicilian, he might revert back to e45. Why doesn't Carlsen just play 2d6 to avoid the Roslimo? Well, we don't even know what he's going to play for sure in the open Sicilian. And I think that... Magnus is an expert with bishop e5 check, Sicilian with white, so he's not afraid of that. The question is, whatever he's going to play, the Sveshnikov, we don't know. What's he doing with knight c6? He could still play a kind of knight c6, e6 sort of setup in a future game. Alright, guys, so we're ready to get started at 6 minutes. It's funny that e45 is such a high-end opening. It's also the opening of choice for beginners. Well, I think there's been a return to e4, e5. It seems like that's the classical opening, and that's why it's a beginner's opening, because it was the classical opening for hundreds of years. And only recently, top players have really come back to it in heavy amounts, I think. But it just doesn't feel like we've seen Caruana do the right thing with white. Now, maybe next game he's going to wake up and play the open Sicilian. Or maybe next game Carlsen's not going to give him another chance. The opening of the next game, I think, will be interesting. Caruana will almost certainly play e4. The question, will Magnus play c5? And if he does, will Caruana finally play the open Sicilian with white? So I think next game should be interesting. But you never know. Magnus could turn around and play e45. Just as easily. So, we'll see you soon. What is that? Alex CL said, I'll see you soon. Are you leaving so early? You just got here. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I just finished my coffee. It tastes like water. In honor of Dunkin' Donuts. It's not Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but it just reminds me of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Because I put too much water and not enough coffee. I thought it looks a little weird when I poured it out, but yeah, they saw my 4 knights and decided that the Spanish should be played. There's a new book out about the Italian with a4. I think it's the only one, titled Bishop c4 Against the Open Games. The Italian with a4. That's pretty specific. That's a very unusual idea, though played by Caruana in his knight a3 systems. Oh, Alex can't play. He doesn't have over 20 rated games. Well, how many do you have? If you're close, you could play a couple and then get in. It's rapid. You have to play rapid 20+ games. Akine is challenging me to 10+5, but we're not taking random challenges. You got to join the I Am Sparkle Horse Arena. You can find it under the Play Tournament tab on lichess, and just join. Okay, guys, what I'm coaching an elite player, especially is coaching an elite player especially difficult when the coaching is inherently less skilled. When the coach is inherently less skilled, yeah, I mean Hikaru like had this guy who was like his coach, who was not even a very strong player. I think he was like a specialist at chess databases or something. But I would imagine it's a very specialized thing. Being a trainer is a very specialized thing. I've never worked with high level players. Like the upper reaches of my training is like 2,300 FIDE. Okay, this guy needs to stop challenging me. Akina, you need to stop challenging me or I'll have to block you. Because we're not taking challenges today. I have to put the block on him. He just won't stop. Waste Monsters, what's up? Yeah, I think it's a very specialized thing. Not that many players are trained, or train themselves, have trained themselves to do that. There's not that much call. You know what I mean? It's not every day like high level players are looking for a trainer. All right, but I would imagine it's very specialized, Bob. I would probably be a good one, but I would need to dedicate myself to specifically that. And yeah. I don't think I can afford to make that career change without enough customers. If you guys know some 2,700 players who need a good coach, I'm available. I'm also public speaker and motivational speaker, and trained in psychology. So, all right, guys, we're about to start. It's Sparkle Horse Zen Chess Morales. Good to see you, JCS Nordigon, Tomato Juice, Lalo Imranuzum, and Miller CJ Weiss Monsters. Who was my coach? Well, I never had, too many like real coaches. I'm like kind of someone I was coached by all the guys who beat the crap out of me. The school of hard knocks. I did have a brief, period of like 1 year where I worked with Gingy, but he was never real formal about. Roman is not a really formal chess coach. He's more of a player than a coach. But he did help me mostly with openings. So, School of Hard Knocks. Start charging $200. Yeah. You need enough customers. You could be a scam artist and do that. I mean, I know that some chess coaches do try to overcharge on purpose out of sheer laziness. Just find a couple, suckers and teach them for $200. I mean, my rates are very reasonable. I try to be fair. Perhaps I don't love money enough. Let's get started, guys. 19 seconds. It's going to be Sparkle Horse, Zen Chess, Morales, JCS, etc. School of Life. Yeah, guys like that charge as much as they can. That's the basic premise, Bob. Alright, so, Zen Chess is up. Oh, he's always white. Isn't he always white against me? It seems like lately it's been a Grand Prix attack every game. Man, what am I supposed to do? What does he do against the Scandinavian? It's got to be one of these closed things. I've probably played enough games with him that I've tried this at some point and probably regretted it. I regret playing the Scandinavian with Knight f6 against almost everyone I played against who's over 2,100. That's why I stopped playing it, basically. Dim, thank you for the donation. Yeah, speaking of chess players who charge a lot, I'm thinking of like Gregory Kaidanov. He was a guy who always charged the maximum. But he's a very strong player. Okay, Bishop G7. Alright, this is a pretty standard line. Lev Albert, guys like Albert, been teaching for a long time. charge hundreds of dollars an hour. They're basically looking for people that will pay as much. Like they want to pay more because that makes it more elite or something. Okay, h3, that's actually a standard move, but it's a little more common to see knight c3 first. Maybe there's no exploitation. I think that white's free to play either move. I could perhaps try to play c5. But knight c6 is a bit more common. So in Berserk, you mean now they resigned. Exactly a 36-second delay in the chat when the counter in the stream said 0. Interesting. So Zen Chess delaying knight c3, I'm not really sure what significance that has. But actually the most aggressive setup for white here is not to play bishop e2, to play instead knight c3 first, followed by bishop e3, and then no h3. No, I take that back. Knight c3, bishop e3, h3, just no bishop e2. I also can play knight a5 there. I'm not sure if I like that more or less than the variation in question here. A lesson to berserkers. Alright guys, my usual excuse is in effect. I haven't played today. I had a very busy morning. My mom is in rehabilitation. I was at this rehabilitation hospital and unfortunately didn't have time to warm up, but I feel pretty good with my lukewarm, weak coffee. It definitely didn't overstimulate me. This watered down coffee that I made. I don't feel like the caffeine is gone too far. All right, so I want to thank everybody for supporting the stream. We've got our YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube, where you guys can check out any of the streams that you missed. Waste Monsters with 2 bits, thank you. I look sharp. Well, I did try to take care of myself, at least appearance-wise, but as far as mentally, I feel like I'm a little fuzzy-headed. We had a really bad storm this afternoon. I was driving and it was like a flash flood. All right, I don't know why I said that. I just want to report on what I did today instead of playing chess. You got Antonio as my first game. He's tough. Bishop c5 now. And I think I've occasionally tried something like knight d6. But this is pretty much my standard issue. I have good results from this type of position that I have now against Zen Chess. He did not play one of the variations that I'm afraid of. There are many problems with the knight f6 Scandinavian. This variation is not really one of them. It's a kind of typical game here for white, but not one of my fear variations, let's say. There are many problems. I always tell the story how I met Konstantin Maslak at the European Poker Tour, and he's like one of the bigger players who plays the knight f6 Scandinavian, and he's like a Ukrainian grandmaster who got into poker, and I just asked him, and he was like, no, we don't play that anymore because it just sucks. Yeah, you can't play the knight f6 Scandinavian because there's too many ways, and it's just too easy for white to get a good position. It's not a surprise. It's just not a surprise opening anymore. Used to be a good choice, this opening, and that day has passed. All right, now, yeah, we could just go for it. If we go for it, go with the flow. I haven't really seen anything convincing here, but we do have a time advantage, which is good. Though Zen Chess is very good at increment play. Most people are not good at adapting to play with the increment. Zen Chess is definitely above the average. Okay, so now... See, I don't really want to see too much exchanges here. I was thinking... Knight d6. You ever, like, if you get the feeling you're just choosing moves at random? That's how this move felt. I didn't really want to trade pieces. I wanted to pursue an attack without trading pieces. But I feel like my head is kind of foggy and I can't calculate because it's my first game today. On the other hand... Tushar Reborn. I hope it's the real Tushar. He's playing in the tournament. But unfortunately, there's no way to check people's IDs at the door. I hope it's not someone trolling Tushar. Hopefully it's the real Tushar. But we will see. Only time will tell. But if you are the real Tushar, you're welcome. Alright, Queen G5. Where's Subtlety go? Speaking of the last move. This is a little too... Perhaps a little too Subtlety go. I used to get people who would pretend to be Jennifer Shahadi on the stream too. So we can't ever be sure, unfortunately. Bob, can you check everyone's ID, please? Bob will be our doorman. Alright, Bishop B5, come on. Let's just be primitive, and... Is this even good for me? I do have a plan. Yeah, the Shahadi troll. Yeah, I liked her. I mean, this has the appearance of something very strong for black. Our opponent is a good defender. I may have to just play f5 at some point. I mean, this is going to be an issue. My e4 pawn is not going to be protected then. I saw bishop takes d6, dropping my pawn on e4 in a lot of lines. We definitely don't want any part in that. We've got to be careful. Obviously, some issues here. Knight there was not what I expected. And oftentimes this sort of move is a big problem. The unexpected sort of move. Now he's threatening c5, which is a killer. I don't really have any tactical ideas here. Great defense by white. I'm tempted to like sacrifice a piece. Hardly seems sound. And the problem is c5 is such an issue. Oh man. Alright. I don't know what to do. Get out. Get out of town. Run away. PassPawn99 just resubscribed. Thank you for that. Fish Rat Cow. Thank you all you guys for subscribing. Asterbait for being our bit leader today. What a fundamental game by white. Do I ever have any like threats or anything? Doesn't seem fair that I never have any sort of threats. He wants to trade. Okay. Maybe not a5. I'm sure that like both sides might feel like they're worse. The other side has this competing phalanx of pawns is very strong. I don't know. From his perspective, maybe he feels like I'm better. From my perspective, it feels like he's better. F4 was definitely a surprise. I mean, structurally, that's kind of a weird move. But at the same time, this is getting really strange. I know where to move my pieces, like... He doesn't want to take on e5. Well, yes, maybe he does. Wow. Okay, what's going on here? He just sacked a pawn. The dual fork. Forks everywhere. Okay, so he resigned. A little bit of a premature resignation there. Okay, that was unexpected. That was a tense game, and I don't know who was better. Pretty much the whole game. I honestly don't know who was better. I'm sure the advantage kind of like shifted back and forth. You never did the final part C on Chess Lecture for your game against Nadik from 2010. Interesting. I never did it, or else it was never posted. That's a long time ago, Move 11. Nadik. Indian Women GM from 2010. That's weird. Okay. That's 8 years ago. I remember the tournament. Balaton. Alright, Move 11. I'll keep it in mind. So, alright. Cash Maui 16. I'm not going to berserk. I'm not awake yet. What does that mean, Bob? Move 11 just subscribed for 17 months in a row. The English opening. Oh my god, what am I doing? Magnus Carlsen, no. Alright, so we won a back and forth affair against Zen Chess there that, to me, he just started burning his bridges behind him in time pressure when I thought, you know, it was very tense and evil. It was evil. But it was even in an imbalanced way. He's legit stronger than 1600. I'm saying that all the time about everybody. But when you say it, I'll believe you. I have 4 wins and a draw, but I haven't played enough, Bob, to really have I don't really have a good picture of Cash Maui's strength. So 6 games or 5 games is not, for me, almost statistically relevant. I don't know much about anybody after 5 games. I probably know if I'm better or weaker than them. And I know 1 or 2 openings they play, but I don't have enough info. You sound like me, Bob, but you're probably right. A lot of people who play here, you know, oftentimes they don't take their ratings very seriously, for one thing. But he's got only 1,500 in Blitz, 1,691 in Rapid, but not very many games. I mean, he's got literally 24 games, just enough to qualify to play here in this. I'm going to play d4. And the typical lines here are d4, ed, and the e4 move. Botvinnik. Where's Nefedov? Botvinnik. Stonad Niknad. Niknad. Nefedov, where are you today? So we got Nordugan and Laos. Allah Akbar. Chess Edition. Lots of people I've never heard of. Off to an early start here. After 40 plus, Asterbait, yeah, I know you a little bit better. But Cash Maui, just 5 games. I don't remember. You know, if I looked at these games and reviewed them, I could tell you something. I remember he played pretty tough in the last game in the Simul, and he was basically equal before, like, he self-destructed on Sunday. So he played pretty convincingly, pretty solid, and he shouldn't have lost. I will say that, Bob. In Sunday Simul, our last game, he just melted down in a pawn up, ops colored bishops thing where I felt I was lucky to have about enough compensation. Don't play much, watch a lot, and do training a lot. See. So, for a lot of players, like, and this is probably rightfully so, you know, their online ratings don't really mean a lot to them. I think the only importance of your online chess rating is to get the opportunity. If that having the higher rating would give you the opportunity to play stronger players, then it's worth it, you know. Otherwise, then it doesn't really matter. It's just ego. But if playing higher rated players will be possible because you have a higher rating. Okay, now Bishop C5 here is a totally not unheard of move, but it's a totally unusual move. Sure that he's playing it like a Scotch essentially. Usually bishop b4, and I have faced this move in blitz probably. Bishop e7 I have faced. That's a bit passive. So what would Igor Foigl do? Who played this opening with white? But let's see. Famous game with white. Who played this four knights English with d4? There's one game I'm trying to remember who it was by. Now it's like I can't remember. Maybe it will come to me. There was a very, very famous game I loved, but I can't remember who played it. Alright, so I don't want to waste too much time here. You can play knight to b3. I mean, that seems standard. e3 is weak. Knight f5, sketchy. I mean, knight b3 and knight takes c6 are tempo moves. This looks to me like standard. It's not a great square, but it buys some time. Cashnut Maui says, I don't know a lot about chess. 100. And 35 from Masturbate, raising his tally to 1,036 for the week. He must have picked those up by doing ads or something. My good friend Igor Foigl was a trainer from the Ukraine. He's an IM who probably should have been a GM. He was that good, but he's older now. And Igor was a guy who liked to play bishop b4, g3 a lot. And yeah, I've seen him waste some really strong players. Or in the past, I saw him beat some really strong players, Petrosian-like style. Okay, here queen e7 is a strange move, but creative. A little bit strange. Like normally people would be reluctant to give up that bishop most likely. There's some neat tactics here. Bishop g5, bishop takes f2 check. Take, knight g4, etc. We don't want to get our bishop blocked in. This is a creative solution to the problem. Creative solution to the problem. Alright. I think, I had some messages from Amy on my telephone today. They're constantly getting her to, Amy, the former owner of my phone, trying to get her to sign up for some sort of loans or credit card deals. No wonder she got rid of her phone. But, man, that phone is ringing a lot now. It should be picking up after 4 rings, and it just continues to ring. That's not a good sign. Why is the answering machine not picking up? It was set to pick up after 4 rings. Strange. We'll have to get it after this game. That's like the 9th ring. You guys can't hear it. It's in the other room. Cashmine taking a lot of time here. But I'm just kind of rambling. Why did I mention the phone? I didn't like this. Capturing on c5 and livening black's queen a whole lot. You can be heard. Okay. It's pretty far away. It's fairly faint. But if you guys hear what I hear, basically. So if I can hear it, you can hear it. It's a good mic. But I don't understand why my phone is not picking up after the 4 rings, because that's what it was set on. That's a little odd. So too many queen moves here. Queen e7, queen c5, queen a5, queen f5. Paused in turn e2. Pause for thought. In a legal financial way. I think that Amy probably owed a lot of money or something. Not sure if I want to. I don't want to play along as Amy too much, because I'm going to end up being involved in her financial disaster. Alright. Another thing I noticed was that Amy had a setting for the voicemail that was like, I don't know actually. I set up my voicemail today, and it asked me if I wanted to set up my voicemail in English. And I set it, not in Spanish was the first choice, but like English was the second choice. And then it was like, oh, okay, we'll change your voice setting to English, your voicemail setting to English. That was the exact words. So that gave me the impression that the previous owner of my cell phone was like Spanish speaking. But Amy is not really a Spanish speaking name. So I'm confused. But anyway, trying to do detective work, not that important. It's just kind of fun trying to imagine who is the reason that I have thousands of text messages I have to deal with that aren't mine. I'm going to go and see who was on the phone here after this game, but I should be back in just a few seconds. Cash Maui. Well, Cash Maui has some time pressure issues here, but he's played very solidly. He or she has played very solidly, I will say. Knock your queen off its perch on f5. I think I have enough of an advantage to be content here. I have better center, 2 bishops, and the king that can approach the center rather quickly. So I think white's advantage is sizable. The bishops aren't great right now. This white squared bishop in particular, Marazzi bind bishop, not great, admittedly. But I have the unopposed dark squared bishop, which should be very relevant. And also good control of the center, superior pawn center, pawn on c4 controlling d5. Amy Santiago. That would explain it. That would explain it all. So is d5 an option for black here? No more. I'm giving up the d4 control. We can forfeit. He's jumping in there. I like Cash Maui's play. He's like very positional. And I'm not sure this was even a good move by me. Seems like a strong player. I agree with Bob. I'm down with Bob's opinion about Cash Maui. I mean, this guy is like strategically excellent. I mean, no beginner. Way, way, way beyond beginner. Yeah, but he also played super tough against me in the simul. If you see the simul game, Bob, he eventually collapsed in time pressure, but the play was like, it was wall to wall, you know, equal game right up until the end, basically. Looks like he's going to drop a pawn here. Looks like he's got time pressure problems. But if he's got enough time, he or she plays very, very well. But now it's like falling apart because of the pawn on d4. I thought the black had an interesting possibility there, going back a move, you know, to actually knight d7 instead of c5. Now black is losing this pawn with clearly no compensation. Okay, I'm going to pause this tournament and just check if there wasn't an important call, and I'll be right back. Probably telemarketing. Alright guys, let's go. Does anyone in the United States know what it means if your caller ID says like 800 service above like a normal number? It wasn't an 800 number, but on the top it says 800 service. And then Bob probably knows. Bob knows everything. You have any clue, Bob? Is that just another telemarketer, probably? 800 service, and it was like 855 something. Oh, Allah Akbar's in the lead. Alright, Turkey Farm. What's up, guys? Allah Akbar. Bob doesn't know. And I don't care. But I do have to fix my answering machine, because it should not be waiting. Another toll-free. I should not be, hearing 8 or 9 rings. Alright, so Allah Akbar. Did we play Allah Akbar before? Last week? Allah Akbar knows the theory here. This is kind of a dangerous line for black. Move 11 also knows this. Chess Edition is in second place. New player, looks like. Totally new account. Here there's a whole bunch of moves. I played this against Levon in a game. In a blitz game. An ID before. That's the original move. Alright, let's go with that. I'm not sure it's the best, though. Leiko played like e6. It's actually a lot of fun playing. A lot of funny playing without an engine. I really enjoy it. I don't know. That comment makes me skeptical. I'm starting to think that we're seeing a Tushar, a fake Tushar troll. I really doubt that he would make that comment if it was the real Tushar. Okay, so my game with Aronian was actually, this known variation, Queen E2. Queen E2, Knight A6. Years ago. We had this game at Blitz. But it looks like Allah Akbar blundered, allowing Bishop F5. And I think this is just good for black. Tushar Reborn, we have no way of knowing if you're really Tushar or just someone else pretending to be him. That's a fact, That's the question. We would have no way of knowing. Bishop takes e7, of course. You just take everyone at face value and just assume they're who they say they are. Bill Gates is automatically Bill Gates if his Twitch handle says he's Bill Gates. Looks like we've got very bad lag. I can't pick up the pieces. Now maybe I can do it. What? What is going on? Okay, we got a problem here. There, I don't know. I couldn't pick up my bishop. It's definitely not. Do you think we should ban him? The last comment was clearly... But who would care enough to do that, So Al Akbar actually sacrificed his queen here. So what has he got for the queen? 2 pieces. But this is not a position to take lightly, I think. All right. Yeah, I mean, Juicebox would be a prime suspect. But it's 5 a.m. in Cambodia. That would kind of reduce the I have my doubts. I kind of have my doubts about, 5 a.m. in Cambodia. Nefedov wouldn't do that. Speaking of all business. Do we have anything here? I may have to sacrifice something to get, you know, to kind of break his fortress, essentially. One thing you want to do is oftentimes give back material. Okay, this move was pretty random. B5. I think he could have handled that differently. It's not Mr. Coffee. It could be Bob using two. Bob, you don't have two Twitch accounts at the same time operational? Are you sure it's not you, Bob? Alright, Chess Edition's in first place. Drunk General challenging me rated. 5+3. Nope, we're playing a tournament right now. This is our weekly Sparkle Horse Arena. This week it's rapid casual. Allah Akbar just fell into like kind of standard opening trap there. Guys, tomorrow we're going to do Weird Wednesday, Blitz, and Rapid Chess. Blatant trolling. Bob specializes in blatant trolling. Nothing tricky or seductive. Alright. No challenges. Whoa. Wolfman. Wolfman, what do we know about you? He's from Croatia. He'll probably end up being really good. I'm not going to berserk. If I berserk, he's going to play like a master or something. Anyway, we're having fun. Guys, everybody, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching and playing. Thanks for supporting the stream this week. Asterbate, Dim, Cash Maui with donations. I apologize for the boring World Championship game today, but it's not my fault. Okay, so G6. Nefedov. That's a favorite of Nefedov. Kind of Grunfeld. Yeah, it's a good system. I don't know. I'm very frustrated by the symmetrical Fianchetto Grunfeld. If it's the real Tushar, then I'll ask, what was the topic of our Skype sessions? Right. Well, if this troll wanted, you know, if he is a troll, if it's not Tushar, if it's a troll, then clearly he's getting the attention he wanted. Let's hope it's the real Tushar. C4, D takes C4. And here we are. Okay, Fianchetto Grunfeld. I had a game like this in the Budapest Spring Open this year. A variation that I never really felt comfortable playing with white. I felt okay playing it. I was at school when I saw the game start. Instantly everyone said it's a draw after move 5. Asterbate with another 100 bits. White Lightning. Yeah, well, yeah, it was, I wouldn't say move 5, but Caruana chose some kind of pretty new idea with Bishop C5 in that English that I played against. I played those kind of structures, and I guess Carlsen could have tried something more dynamic. Magnus, what did he do? I'll have to look at the game a little bit more in depth. I mean, I feel like both players are at fault for that game necessarily being a draw. It's not a one-way street. Anyway, kind of unusual decision by Wolfman. Wolfman to play this way. Now the 94 definitely looks kind of weird. And Queen C2 allows Bishop F5, which is just nasty. So I don't want to do that. Queen B3 is interesting. There is B3. I feel like B3 is a mistake in some way. Steak, Bob. Here we go with the mistake again. Don't get acerbate started. Don't feed the troll. Acerbate, thank you for the donation. 100 bits. What's the best setup here for white? Queen c2 allows bishop f5. Queen b3. Queen b3 is interesting. Alright, let's just try that. Yeah, Bob wants more lessons. And honestly, Mr. Coffee, would love to know what you guys talked about last session. You can fill them in. You can fill them in, and we'll be fully assured that you're the real Tushar. Okay, who is Chess Edition? It looks like a new account. But it's too early in the tournament to say how strong someone really is. He's got 1970 Blitz. This is a relatively new account. It's sad some people still are asking him for proof. Why are you saying that, Bob? Tushar Reborn, I believe you and would like more lessons, please. So you believe him, Bob? Or are you being sarcastic? I can never tell with you, Bob. I can never tell if you're being 100%, serious or not. Anyway, guys, focus on the chess here. So, Queen b3. See, this move invites bishop b6, but then I can take the pawn on b7. What's going on in the lead? Chess Edition, Morales is in third. Allah Akbar lost to me. Slowed him down. JCS is playing, so he's busy to do his moderating duties. Soltigo's not here today. Now, Wharfman using a lot of time. I was nervous to Berserk because this is a new opponent I've never played before. As we know, sometimes 1600s can play really well. Hornswoggled. That's a great word. Very quickly, bishop e6. Now, c6 is just hanging, but if I take that pawn, I might end up mobilizing a lot of his stuff. You play knight takes c6, take, you develop his bad knight on b8, and then he mobilizes his whole queen side with rook c8. I mean, the truth is that move might just help black. I'm very hesitant to grab material here. Let's try something more lasting. Control the center with e4. All right. We got another challenge. I'm getting a lot of these. I don't know why. We're playing a rapid tournament, arena tournament here, and I'm just hosting that and playing these games in the 7+2 format. Knight c4. I guess I can take here. Does feel like Black is getting himself a little bit unraveling his pieces. But at the same time, we're developing. Rook d1's a good move. He's got a backward pawn along the c file. I can quickly play b3, bishop b2, complete my development while he remains with this weakness on the c line, I think. We're obviously keeping him contained. He can't play e5. He can't play c5. I mean, my style is basically a prophylactic one. What's 5939 divided by 232? Not the best troll, to be honest. But I don't know if it's Juicebox awake at 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, if that would be an excuse to be a poor troll, maybe. I'm not sure. But if someone needs an excuse, that would be a good one. Now Black played, excuse me, that's Black. Played a5 on the queen side, and this is kind of annoying. Glad I didn't berserk this guy, because he's actually playing pretty tough here. Comparatively tough. If I had had to berserk and I had only, 3.5 minutes, I might have had some issues with no increment. Well, the question is, what if Juicebox was drunk at 5 o'clock in the morning, Bob? Could he be like a drunk Juicebox at 5 o'clock in the morning? Maybe. I don't know. It seems like someone who's, not totally unfamiliar with the stream, and who would care enough, to do that. All right, guys, Rook a6, but they're getting to the point where they're kind of hijacking the stream, and I don't like that because I like to focus on chess here. It's very funny, but can we leave it alone now? D5, is this too early? Still, it feels like I ought to keep improving my position. Rook a6, creative defense. He's ready to play knight d7 now. Alright, h3 is a good move. Turkey Farm, what happened with JCS? It's a random comment, Bob. Alright. Obviously, another challenge. Why are we getting all these challenges? Okay, that's a correspondence. What is it? Unlimited. I don't do unlimited correspondence. That's annoying. Then people just then the game never ends. It's horrible. If you want to challenge me to correspondence game, I'm willing to play. It has to be like 5-7 days. I mean, JCS played fast, Turkey Farm. I saw the turkeys today, the turkey family that lives near my house. I was wondering how they were doing. Nobody picked them up for Thanksgiving. Wharfman, though. Solid D here for a 1600. I mean, f6 is an excellent move, really, when you think about it. This is very committal, but I mean, I can't always play like pretty chess. I need to do something. I like to be, I like to play a kind of aesthetic game. A little bit too much sometimes, I think. That becomes too much of a factor. I'm doing a chess video series on the site chesslecture.com now on David Bronstein. And one thing I realized with Bronstein, he was a genius and a great player, but you get the feeling that sometimes he was really intuitive, and you also get the feeling that sometimes he was kind of playing for aesthetics. But a great, great player. So this Wolfman played well for 1647, very solid. He's clearly pretty quick. Now, who's the other player we regularly have from Croatia? Anonymous is from Croatia. Anonymous. Now it's ops-colored bishops. This is going to be a little bit technical. I'm really glad that I didn't berserk here. With Kashmir, he got in time pressure. He was worse. But the time seemed like the main thing. Also in our simul game, Kashmir played well, but the time seemed like the overriding factor. E6. Try to keep it simple. Now, this is a bad decision. You definitely don't want to trade queens into this kind of endgame. When you have ops color bishops, definitely don't trade queens down material. You got good chances to create attacking chances on the color complex. Another challenge. Why am I getting all these challenges? That's weird. Wolfman not giving up the ghost yet. But now the pawn is monstrous, so let's play bishop d4, only move. And then like bishop b7 at the very least. Okay. Back to tournament, chess edition. Inside edition. Morales hanging out with us. JCS, Zen Chess. Zen Chess had a slow start, losing to me, and then dropped another game against the QG. A QG. Have I played the QG? Dim, thank you for the donation, 150 bits. Dim is in second place for the week. Asterbait with 1136. Cashmai with 100. Dim with 350. QG. Not sure if I play QG. But Zenchess had a rough start. Not easy to come back from 2 losses at this pace without berserking too much. Man, I can't see that. I'm playing Nordugan, a new player also. Turkey Farm, you could have fooled me. Your tactics are really good. I'm impressed. I think Turkey Farm is quite talented. You know, this is a guy who could go a long way. He's played me tough, and I think he has a very bad score. Way below where it should be. He's had a lot of opportunities in his games against me. Nordugan is this the guy that says he's Tushar? Oh, he is from India. Well, he's registered from India, so that much. Although Nordugan doesn't sound like Nordugan. Any significance behind that name? It doesn't sound Indian. It doesn't sound remotely related to anything from India. His last name, Tushar, you know, the guy that he's representing, Tushar was like a TV personality in India. Now bishop e6, so this is like a very theoretical line. Very theoretical line. Oh, has he won his other games already? Good thing it's not rated. So bishop e6, I don't know. You know, it's like there was John Watson against John Donaldson in informant analysis. This gambit is a thing that I probably should be well prepared for, but I've never really encountered it. Yeah, this is dangerous for white. I guess everything's dangerous in life. Bishop d5 might be a move, but I'm not sure how good that is. Then if I don't play bishop d5, rook b4. Exactly, it sounds Scandinavian, but it's just made up probably. It could be like it could be something from H.P. Lovecraft, like a god, Dagon. So rook b4, compensation for sacrifice pawn. What about b3? b3 opens up the long diagonal. Then bishop f5, I guess. We're going to have to do something. He's used like no time. Plays every move instantly. Doesn't seem like someone who's like sorry they used a computer for cheating in games. Alright. But now black, yeah, not Tushar's style at all. Tushar doesn't play that fast. Maybe he did in some cases. What do you think of the English opening, was asked. Chess Surgeon. I think the English opening is a good opening. I've had limited success with it, especially lately. I think that it doesn't really offer white an advantage. It's a solid choice. See, Magnus today played the English against Fabiano. You're basically playing like you got to admit that it's basically playing like you're black with an extra move. I recently won a rated game against a computer guy with 1300 rating. Says Dim. Yeah, he probably lost on time, Dim. You lost in Erdogan twice, so he's made some sort of mistake. I'm not sure. Maybe the last move was a5 a mistake, a little too slow. But this is clearly a mistake. A very serious positional mistake. Making this pawn on the d file backward. Alright. But I think the English is good. But at the top level, I mean, I'm not sure you can get an advantage with any opening against a well-prepared player. It doesn't matter if you play e4, d4, whatever. It's getting harder and harder to get an advantage in the opening. The English is basically solid. I don't think it's in a super aggressive system. Well, it's clearly not Tushar. That much I know. Alright, so but let's not underestimate him. Yeah, there was a guy. I haven't had to report too many people for cheating in a long time, but there was a guy this week or last week who was clearly cheating, and I managed to flag him because some people who are bad cheaters, they're like very poor at operating the computer. They can't enter the moves fast enough. Sometimes like their cheating works against lesser players, but if their opponent is strong enough, like me, I can just hang on, um, just basically hang on until they lose on time, which is what I was able to do against the guy that Dim is mentioning. Then I reported him, but it's actually refreshing because I haven't had to report anybody for being a computer in a long time. I literally don't think I had suspected anyone of cheating. Well, really a long time. Rook e8's a good move. Or not. Maybe not. Alright, I think that Erdogan is going to lose. Clearly he's not a computer. Maybe a bad troll, but not a computer. Alright, let's go back to the tournament. So I'm in first place. Chess Edition lost to somebody. Morales, no. Notch Papa, oh. Notch Papa 1500. Wow. Nice upset. I have to play JCS now. As the tournament goes into its second hour. JCS is one of our long-term subscribers here. He's also filling in as moderator. Had to make a decision there. I almost lost on time. It's hard to choose your openings when you've got a lot of them to play. So JCS. I don't really play this much. The real Tushar wasn't a 2300, he was a 1900. And your play was way below that. So I would approximate the real Tushar was around 18 to 1900. That doesn't make much sense. Alright, so JCS, I'm playing the Romanician system here. He meets me with B3, and I haven't played this in a long time. I'm supposed to play like C5 or something. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird position. Trying to attack the center. Alright, I'm going to have to ban this guy because he's getting kind of... I'm sorry, Tushar, but I'm going to kick him out because he's getting kind of argumentative, and I think it's gone too far. Sorry, Mr. Fake Tushar, but you're going to have to go. Too much arguing, too much trying to make the stream about him. We're going to just get rid of that player. Okay, castles here. It was entertaining, but it's boring now, and I'm just done with it. Castles here. What are we doing? I think I'm supposed to play like Knight C6 at some point. Maybe that's it. I actually had a game with Gingy, very oddly. Like my last ever game with Roman Gingiashvili was, because we hate each other, apparently. There was this anonymous account that I played on ICC like 2 years ago. And it was like a 5-minute game. And I could tell it was Roman because the way he was like using 4-letter words. And typing in caps. And I was like, oh my god. It's Gingy. I think we had a game in this line, actually. Wow. JCS, where is this coming from? Wow, I'm gonna like sack a piece. I'm losing my mind. Alright. This is totally crazy. JCS just going absolutely berserk here. I could identify him from his insults. When you've seen someone just, you know, many, many times type in, you know, 4-letter words in capitals again and again and again, you know their style of reacting. It was just funny that I could actually identify. Look at the moves that JCS is coming up with. Craziness. Okay, I have no clue what I'm doing. I mean, every time I make a move, he makes some kind of totally insane Zwischenzug. I am absolutely confused out of my mind here. JCS just keeps making moves like it's no big deal. I have literally no clue what I'm doing. He's a crazy character. FM detected in tournament. Where? We haven't had an FM in a long while. What do you recommend as an opening for positional play? Well, I mean, like you mentioned the English. That's fine. Foreigner number 6 in the world acts like a 5-year-old. Imagine that. Okay, JCS is... I don't have enough games with JCS either, even though he's our acting moderator. I literally have only played him like 10 games. He doesn't really like to play me too much. But what the heck is going on here? Whoa. He allowed bishop takes e2. Alright. I didn't even see it. I mean, that's embarrassing. I didn't even see it. Bishop e2. He's been trying to trap my bishop on b4 since the get-go. This is like the one tactical idea he was totally focused on. And now he's sacking his queen. Not the first player to sack their queen against me today. Yeah, Gingy is very immature. He's very funny. He has a very, very bad temper. But it was so funny that I wasn't 100% sure about his play. But when he started cursing at me and typing in caps, like Donald Trump tweeting or something, like I was like, oh my god, it's Roman. I would have never identified who he was based on his play. On his play, we had this like draw in this variation of the Bogo, I remember. And it was funny because I hadn't played him in a long, long time. Like I literally hadn't played a game against him in over 10 years. And I could identify who it was based on his his commentary, his angry cursing and stuff. Alright, JCS. It seems like JCS is hell-bent on playing like a maniac in this game for some reason. How's his hygiene? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time, Bob, and it wasn't that great back then. It's something to do with being a moderator on my stream, because all the moderators on my stream play like maniacs. Although they don't necessarily always play like that. It seems like being a moderator makes you play like a maniac. I didn't realize that. JCS has run out of stuff here. Absolutely went berserk. It's literally berserk. Alright. So that was crazy. Totally unhinged from JCS. Soltigo like maniac style. Too fast. It is supposed to be fun, JCS. Losing is not fun. So I try I try not to play like I try to control myself. When I was a younger player, I played a much looser, wilder, aggressive game. And sometimes my games still get really crazy, but I basically have more controlled game because I've played so many strong players, literally, that I know what I can't get away with. But it's still we can play chess for fun. It's true. I forgot how to play chess for fun. But it's a tournament. I try to get competitive. I can't help it. I get competitive. Chess Surgeon. He was losing, so he just sacked his queen for fun. But he was losing. Bishop takes e2 was a terrible oversight, and it was going to be like down a piece. He tried to muddy the waters by sacrificing his queen, but there wasn't really a good option at that point. All right, Zafo Biblobrox from where is that? Czech. The artist formerly known as the Czech Republic. Okay, knight f3. What's up? Good to see somebody from the Czech Republic, or Czechia, if you prefer. I love Prague. Been there a couple times recently, last couple years. Played some poker there. Met Sergei Movsesian at the European Poker Tour. We had 2 times I played in the European Poker Tour chess and poker tournament, and 2 times I like bubbled. But I was really, really close to winning it. 2015 and 2016. Or was it 2016, 2017? I don't remember. But I like the Czech Republic. I played in Pardubice too. Unfortunately, we don't have enough players from the Czech Republic or Czechia here in my stream very often. For some reason, I don't know, because chess is very popular in Czechia. Great chess country, much like my adopted country, Hungary. I am living in the United States at the moment, guys. I normally am located in Budapest, Hungary. Most of the regulars know that, but at the moment I'm an American by birth. I'm back in the United States for a period of time, streaming from East Coast, USA. Okay, so he's basically playing a kind of unusual move here, Queen C7 and Fianchetto King's Indian. I've never seen anyone play that. It's not a great move, but it's not that bad. Anyway, enough said. Let's just play some chess. Nefedov says Sladgie won a game. Uh-oh. Polly won a cracker. Nefedov shows up. Nefedov's the primary suspect as the banished troll. It's interesting, Nefedov, that you just showed up now. We had a fake Tushar troll, and we were all speculating as to who it might be that would do that. So Nefedov, you were definitely at the top of the list for suspects. Rook d8. I'm not sure. He's trying to play e5 here. I guess we'll just play classically and take some space. But it's true that Nefedov is the #1 suspect. No, I'm just kidding. Nefedov is pretty serious. He's a pretty serious dude, and he's a good guy. So no, I'm just joking around. All right, so knight on bd7. This is a bit of a strange setup for black. Queen on c7, rook on d8. It's a bit awkward. Possibly English second language speaker. Yeah. Nefedov showing up late, very suspicious. Usually Nefedov is very, very timely. He's a big believer in being punctual. Very organized, so I don't know. You add him to the list of suspects. Bishop e3. I didn't kick the guy out, because he did anything like overtly bad, but he was clearly distracting from the stream, and that's the reason why he's being argumentative and distracting from the stream. Okay, let's go. So rook c1. Detracting and distracting. We're trying to focus on chess here. A little bit of fun is fine, but let's not take the trolling too far. Okay, rook c1. Guys, we have 43 minutes left in the tournament. I'm in first place. Chess Edition is second. JCS playing well, but went a little too far against me. Morales, Matt L. Snake, Notch Papa with a big upset earlier. Zen Chess slow start. Allah Akbar. The QG, I'm not sure that is. Why did somebody say there was an FM in the tournament alert? Do we have an FM in the tournament? Was there really an FM in the tournament? Like played one game and then like left or something? Baleful. Baleful. I haven't seen Baleful lately. You know what? Another thing we didn't see in a long time? Remember the troll on a roll? Who is a regular here from a while back? Remember the guy trolling a roll? He, you know, I don't know if he would do it. But he was a player who was around long enough to remember, you know, I still remember Tushar. Trolling a roll, like, insulted me, and I had to ban him temporarily. Then he never came back. You were gonna troll as a fake Tushar, but someone stole your idea. And FM Joy, but hasn't played any games. Okay, yeah, I do that sometimes. Scoping out the competition. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, I talk like a valley girl. E5. B5 is not gonna work. What am I doing? Completing my development, but where and how? Yeah, I mean, he's ready to play B5. I'm not super happy about that. I could play A4. Could play knight to D5, knight takes D5, CD5, opening up pressure on his queen, but trading pieces isn't really what you normally want to do in a situation such as this. I can't find a move I'm really happy with here. It looks very good for white, this position, but I'm looking at queen e2 and seeing b5, take, knight takes b5, and actually it doesn't look too convincing for white. That particular line I'm not happy about. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Queen d2 also not great. I mean, this is clearly intention. It looks like a good plan, and I don't know. Move my queen and then have e5. Queen c2, r2 d2. a4 weakens my queen side a lot, Turkey Farm. I'm not that down with it. With my rook on a1, I'd be more reticent. I mean, less reticent to play a4, but no, not after rook c1. I don't want to play a4 anymore. There just isn't really a good looking move. It makes me think of LibriVox, the like audio book, you know, the free audiobook site. This is a LibriVox recording. Bibblebrox. This is a Bibblebrox recording. My name is William Paschall, and this is a LibriVox recording. If I, you know, give up my job as a chess teacher, I'm going to start recording audiobooks. What do you think? Bob says I'm moving to California next March. Just invest in marijuana. No need to grow it yourself. I have a friend. He was like my most successful business type of friend from college. Really bright guy. He was one of the first people I knew who was like right on the one of the first people to start investing in like marijuana, or cannabis, we should say. Very, very good idea. For money, anyway. I don't know about growing it, Bob. That's your business. I'm not into that. Has anyone said I look like Robert Downey Jr.? Maybe someone once said that. Just don't say I look like Morton Downey Jr. Alright, knight takes d4. See, this move I think is a mistake by LibriVox. He should play b5 straight away. And I don't see anything. After b5, snap, 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 he just moves his queen, like queen b7 or something, pressurizing down here. And I didn't really see a good answer. So I feel like he gave me a decent Marazzi now. I mean, still black's okay, I guess. But it's like now kind of okay for white. He kind of robbed himself of his own b5, which looked like it was possible. So knight takes d4. I rescued a basil plant from outside, Bob. I was like, oh my god, it's almost freezing. I have to bring some of these plants inside. And the poor thing like had like one leaf left. It has like one basil leaf left still growing. I'm an excellent grower, Bob. But I've got some avocado plants in Budapest. They don't grow fruit, but they're like massive. That's about the extent of my greenhouse. I have no training in gardening, legal or otherwise. All right, knight takes d4, guys. Let's concentrate here. I'm still in first place. Chess Edition right behind me. Looks like there's a two-man race. But we've got a good game against Zafad now because he gave up his chance to play b5. Still hard to play the hedgehog slash Marazzi for either side, honestly. We do have a lot of space here. I mean, normally this might be a big mistake to do what I'm about to do, but I feel like white's space advantage is significant. It's so significant I can do this. Totally unexpected. But I really like white. I mean, e5 is a serious positional mistake for black. He's kind of banking on me taking on c5, taking on d4, take on d6, queen d6, bishop f4, rook d6, bishop f4, take on c3. That gets a little complicated. I could just move my knight. You know, I mean, the best move might in fact be just moving my knight. Take, take, take. Rook d6. Bishop f4, or even e5 for that matter. Bishop f4 drops my knight there. Alright, I literally don't know. Probably a bad mistake here to get tactical when I have less time. But I'm going to try it. I feel like there's something here for white. Been known to be wrong. He gets a knight, I get a rook for the... I get the exchange and then a piece back. So I would actually win the exchange, but even at the end, he might have a very strong pawn on the 7th or 6th rank there. 6th rank, to be exact. Plus, he has other moves here I didn't really calculate. Yeah, this looks a little bit disturbing. Did not calculate this far enough. So he has moves now. I mean, I guess I can play e5. I mean, queen c5 there was a huge question. I think he literally played one of the worst moves. Queen c5, even rook d6 was complicated, but queen c5 looked like best. He's actually winning a piece if I have some sort of tricks. I probably have tactical tricks to avoid losing a piece. Here, I'm still not sure what's going on. On the surface, I win the exchange, but at the same time, he could have a dangerous passed pawn on c6. This looks like a mistake by black, though. He's now walking into a secondary problem. e5. So that's game over. Because he can't attack my bishop on b8. Now he's losing another piece. He's going to be down a full rook. Queen c6 was a bad choice. But he got me in a complicated position, and I think I was really unsure what was going on there. Used all my time. I still couldn't really quite figure out what was going on. So this should be decisive. I almost just like dropped a piece. Let's get that bishop out of there. Antonius, what? So I don't know what was going on there. I don't trust my position. Thanks, guys, for joining me for the stream. Tomorrow we're going to be playing Blitz and Rapid Chess in the midday, 12 noon. Should be a rest day for the World Championship, right? I don't want that detracting from my stream, that stupid World Championship thing. Detracting from our great stream. Okay, so Sparkle Horse Chess Edition, Morales, JCS and Zen Chess, Notch Papa. Notch Papa with an upset victory in round 1. Matt L. Snake, Nordagon. Nordagon kept playing, but he struggled. And Allah Akbar and the QG. QG ran into trouble. QG's highly rated. He's like 2100. He lost against Fuzzy Logic and Matt L. Two kind of major upsets there rating-wise. Alright, so rejoin. You can re-enter the tournament for a bonus entry fee. It's like a re-entry. Okay, the name I can't pronounce. Imranuzum. Or Miseran Army. Anyway, we try to say it backwards. It doesn't help. The Sicilian defense. Watch Bantered Blitz today. The host was Grishuk. Yeah, I respect Alexander. I don't know him too well. We played pool when I was drunk once. That's about all. My only connection with Grishuk was a drunken pool game. Billiards. Knight c3, d6, bishop e2. Oh no, I did play Grishuk and Blitz on ICC in a tournament. It was a good game too. He beat me. He beat me in a really kind of pretty, way. I played a Knight of 6 Scandinavian against Grishuk. Not a great idea, but I was playing it a lot at that time. Those are great players, but they don't have my personality. Okay, no. H4 coming at me. Yes. So I'm not really happy about that. I don't think we're going to have that today. You know, we're not going to do that. I'm not afraid to play H5. The Dragon Dwarf or whatever we've got here. That's aggressive, Imranuzum. New opponent, and I don't like when they get aggressive with me. He's not that highly rated. Could be Nefedov's Smurf account. That would explain why Nefedov came late as well. Knight b3. So it's basically starting off as a standard classical variation, but turning it into kind of a cross between the classical dragon and a Yugoslav type of thing with h4. Generally considered, I guess, kind of dubious for white. But at the same time, is it that bad? Maybe not. You know, black has to play well here. And my king is stuck in the center of the board. a5 is worth considering. Try to talk him out of castling queenside. It's a way to play. It's not necessarily the best. But, I mean, I need to make some decisions. True Super GM. But you kind of wonder if the fact that Naka is so good at bullet has limited him. And not reaching like the top 5 in the world. You gotta wonder. You gotta ask yourself at the end of the day. Just like Ancient Aliens. Speaking of Ancient Aliens, did you guys see there was a sighting? I guess off the Irish coast of a UFO. Like yesterday. Pretty serious one. Like an airline pilot flying from Montreal to, I guess, to Ireland or to the UK. Really serious, respected, what do you call it? UFO. But anyway, to quote Ancient Aliens, you gotta ask yourself, if Nakamura would quit the bullet and blitz, if he could break into the top 5. Like a pilot making a very formal report yesterday of objects traveling at a very high speed. Several objects at a very high speed, going like incredible, impossible directions and stuff. Alright, so he's taking his time here after a5. We always have to consider aliens when chess is involved because, of course, Kursan Ilumjinov and his appearance on Ancient Aliens and his belief that he was abducted and taken in a spaceship, especially with the World Championship going on, sponsored by World... whatever it is. World Chess, with its ties to Ilumjinov. How could we leave it out? I don't follow UFO activity closely. I did notice it in the newspaper or in the news today. No, I just, it's just a passing fascination. A UFO doesn't necessarily mean aliens. That's true. It just means an unidentified flying object. But I'm just shooting the breeze here while we're waiting for Imran Uzum to make a move. But I always like to make references to that funny show, Ancient Aliens. I like the commentators on there. I try to aspire to be like them. You have to ask yourself the question, should you claim victory or not? Alright, we'll claim victory. Move on to the next game. Imran Uzum looks like he has some internet connection issues. Chess Edition is hanging close to me, like a UFO. A Morales on 16, JCS with 14, Zenchess 14, Naj Papa from Hungary. I miss Hungary. I'm usually resident in Hungary this time of year, but I had to come home to help my mom. She's in rehab for an accident, so that's why I'm in the USA for an unidentified amount of time. Yeah, we started one of those wonderful... It's better than trolling, though, talking about UFOs. Alright, Weiss Monsters. Everyone loves UFO discussions. You know what I mean? I'm surprised Asterbait... What did Asterbait do? Did he, leave the stream to go watch another stream? He went to, dinner or something. Alright. Is Asterbait playing? Alright, E4. I'm about to lose on time. Weiss Monsters is pretty good. We'll stick to our guns with C5. Yes, Bob. There is a space base on the other side of the moon. I fully believe that. No, I'm just kidding. E4, C5. Let's play some chess. The dark side of the moon. But you guys do know that the former, thank God he's former president of FIDE, he did seriously claim to have been abducted by aliens. And my argument is that if they were going to abduct someone, it wouldn't be Kirsan Ilumjinov. So anyway, C3, D5. We're playing a mainline Alpin Sicilian here. Weiss Monsters is going to mute the chat now. Chess Edition is just hanging with me. He's got 27 now. We have no idea who Chess Edition is. Maybe that's the real Tushar. The real reborn Tushar. I don't know. Who is Chess Edition? Are you here, Chess Edition? Are you with us? Are you taking part in the discussion? Are you just gonna I don't know. I might pronounce Illuminati wrong, but I do my best. I'm really bad with Cyrillic names and pronunciations of actually any name. I try my best. Aronian, no. Aronyan is my specialty, messing up Armenian names. Bob read an article saying that it's a common psychological phenomenon for people to interpret repressed sexual abuse as alien abduction. I'm sure that, like, that's completely conceivable. It's also possible for insane, anybody with any sort of mental illness to do that, probably. D4 knight f6. I don't think that Bob is trolling, though. He's being serious now. But I don't think he's telling us anything we didn't know. I've done my homework on alien abduction, Bob. I have, like, books on pseudoscience and stuff like that. Just for a hobby, I like to read patent falsehoods. So, Bob is actually a professional at debunking alien theories. The question is, did aliens invent chess? And does that explain their abduction of the former president of FIDE, Kirsan Ilumjinov? Obviously, it's connection. I heard that people who have green eyes are more likely to be abducted by aliens. Is that true, Bob? Knight f3. Yeah, so we've got to make a decision now about this. G6 is actually a bad move order. We'll just play the classical. E6, boring. I'm in good form tonight. Hopefully, like, I'm entertaining. That's my main thing. I'm actually playing okay now. I'm a little tired. Wasn't my freshest. I had a long day. Knight A3. Okay. Yevgeny Sveshnikov played that a move earlier. He probably played it against me without Knight F3. I also lost a really embarrassing game to Boros Danish, Hungarian GM. Really, really, like, stupid miniature. But Chom Istvan had also lost the same way as me. It's funny. It's funny when you see, like, games where it's like a blunder, you just lose a piece, and you look in the database, and then more than one, like, strong player has fallen for these traps. Some positions are just kind of deceptive. Okay, I think I saw a game, ironically, where Caruana played this back in the day. Caruana came to Budapest in, I want to say, like 2007. And this was before he was even good enough to play in the GM tournament, because I played Fabiano in a GM tournament in around 2007, 2008. But I remember prior to that, in Budapest, when I was playing a lot, Fabiano actually played in an IM tournament. And I think he actually played this line with white against a guy named Dima Werner. And they had a draw. Dima was a solid IM who, unfortunately, from Germany, he unfortunately had a stroke and lost a lot of his functionality, at least physically. But I think Fabiano had this game where he played the knight b5 and Dima went queen d8, if I remember correctly. That's a well-known line. Bishop c4. I have the feeling that bishop c4 isn't really normal here. We're just going to go back. I don't think this is really the right idea for white. So, chess is purely man-made obsession. I played some dungeon in World of Warcraft, so I'm in late join now. Oh, that's cool, Blue Eye Albino. Okay, I play World of Warcraft too, but I haven't played in months. My son plays, my kids, a little bit, and I got them into it, but not very often. I kind of got interested in it long ago when it first came out. I don't play much. Knight c2. Okay, sometimes you can see the icons on my desktop. Knight c2. It's probably on there. 50 people watching. Come on, Asterbait. Help me get it up to 75, 100. Knight c2. We got fun conversations about aliens, um, World of Warcraft, what other fun stuff. Knight c2, yeah, this is kind of weird. Bishop c4, knight c2. It's passive for white, knight c2, but okay. It still remains very solid here. Very, very, very solid for white. So, what do we do? Good question. Kind of hoping he takes on c5. I wonder... I feel like I'm playing the black side of a Caro Kann or something. It's so passive, this e6 variation, this. I just never been happy. I've never been happy with anything against the c3 Sicilian. And my singular lack of success against the c3 Sicilian, I think has been caused by the fact that I've changed my systems against c3 Sicilian so many times. I've literally played like probably 5 or 6 different systems over my career against c3, and that was the wrong idea. I should have just stuck with like 1 or 2 and learned them super, super well. Instead, I keep blaming the system and then like trying to play something different. So here we go. All right, eventually someone's gonna like break the tension. Queen c7. I mean, how about that move? Just like asking him to play like g3 and bishop f4. Please play g3 and bishop f4. Like ruin my day. Alright, let's just castle. Fighting for the tempo. Yeah, Jimmy Carter. We've all seen the Ancient Aliens episodes. President Clinton wanted to get the FBI to release all kinds of secret documents, but they wouldn't. Isn't the c3 Sicilian just an improved Alekhine for black? Yeah, you could say that, right? But the Alekhine isn't very good. Alekhine. Since it's not very good, and I can say that because I played it somewhat, you know, you're kind of like getting, okay, a not so bad opening. You know what I mean? For black. Black's playing a not as bad as the Alekhine. It's not really saying much. So far, Weissmonsters is playing, and it's turned into, you know, I'll be damned if this is not a direct transposition to the Tarrasch French. Pardon my French. It looks like a direct transposition to French Tarrasch. It's almost like I'm down a tempo. In fact, like, feels like a kind of passive version. I have a passive version. I'm exactly in the same exact piece configuration, everything. What? We've all seen the Ancient Aliens episodes. What are you guys talking about? Bill Clinton? Part of my frat when he was young? That's, the only cool person who was part of my frat when he was young was David Letterman. But I'd rather have David Letterman than Bill Clinton, to be honest. Alright. Isn't exactly a high point. No. Yeah, I'm not... When I was in college, yeah. I went to college in the early 90s, I guess when Clinton was running for president. Okay, rook e1. Queen c7. Interesting views on aliens. What is your opinion? Evolution or creation? Easter Island built by aliens. How did they move those giant statues? Fish, rat, cow. I've seen most of the episodes. I mean, I'm skeptical, you know, but it's fun, you know. I just watch those things for fun. I don't necessarily believe in it. I mean, it's just entertainment, man. French defense unbeatable. Let's talk about it some more. Okay, so I don't really play the French defense, but I realize this stupid passive e6 leading me into this. e6, when you play e6, yeah, uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Stop playing good moves. Does that work? Okay, so you miscalculated. Waste monsters. Obviously hoping for rook e8 here. But he dropped a piece. Alright, we were just lucky. I think that was a good opening for white. And it wasn't a big deal. He played knight a3, bishop c4, then knight c2. You know, that's like... It looks harmless. And I still managed to get a slightly worse position. You can't play that e6 line. It's just too passive. I don't know what to play against the c3 Sicilian. Like knight f6, okay, you're talking about the Alekhine or Alyokin. I try to pronounce it correctly, but the knight f6 variations against the c3 Sicilian are considered by the cognoscenti. Get it, guys? Illuminati. The cognoscenti are considering knight f6 to be the best. But those aren't that easy for black either. I've tried everything. You know, try playing some GM tournaments with like Levente Vida playing the c3 Sicilian against you, and you realize quickly that your winning chances are pretty limited. I don't know. I don't enjoy playing against c3. We're playing in Renuzum again. Okay, let's go. We've got a... Oh no, Chess Edition's tied. He's playing like a master. What's his score? Is he like undefeated? Uh-oh. Of course it's silly, Bob. That's what makes it fun, man. The Illuminati invented the knight f6 as a false flag operation. We should politicize chess openings. Alright. Bishop e4 check. That's interesting. Nobody uses that order of moves. Why? There's actually nothing wrong with bishop e4 check. Is there? It's funny that no one plays that order of moves. You can choose between knight c3 or knight d2. Odd. Strange. Why does no one play bishop e4 check? g5, of course, Mamedyarov style. A little bit dubious. And mostly you see like knight to c6 first. This is a Budapest gambit. In honor of my adopted home, Budapest, Hungary. But I'm playing the white side. After knight g4, I can't tell you how many people hang the knight after you play e4. The only time I ever played the Budapest is on Z Nation Chess. I played against that line and I lost. But I was under the influence of something. My only Budapest gambit ever. I lost this like solid old Russian candidate master like in 2100 player, a former master. But yeah, e4 was played by Alyokin again, Alyokin's variation. But in this position, wait a minute. You're talking about, yeah, e4 right away. How many people hang the knight? Yeah, Alyokin. Yeah, e4 is all right. You can play that. It's okay. It's not a bad. It's probably not a bad line. But black probably can get to equality somehow. It's not like the critical test of Budapest. That's funny though. The people hang the knight, like especially in bullet chess. Actually, the Budapest seems like a great bullet opening. They're not expecting e4 though. It's so uncommon. Although then again, like e4 might be the kind of move that like a lot of beginners would play, just because they're not, they're not really thinking very deeply. There's okay e4. It's like a kind of natural move. It's not a sophisticated move, so I think it's odd, but a lot of beginners probably do that, Anyways, in Renuzum, following my game with Antonio, and I did play this with black in some blitz games here on the stream. Tomorrow's Weird Wednesday, and that's a stream when I on Wednesdays, obviously Wednesdays, 12 noon tomorrow, I play unusual systems that I typically don't play, so I try to play different stuff for fun. And the Budapest Gambit is something that I always kind of wanted to play. Highlagger Bim Bomb, what's up? I did mention a shout out for you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody, HTFP. I didn't greet everybody that came in. What about the CG albino for Blitz? The CG albino? I'm missing something. Wait, what is the CG? Colorado Gambit? Is that what you're talking about? JCS is in 4th place, I know, and after the way he played like a maniac against me. It's kind of funny. He basically threw that game against me, almost. Albin counter Gambit? Well, his name is Albino, so that's funny. I never put it together. I never put that together, Z Nation, that his name might be related to the Albin counter. Okay, Imernusum dropped a piece. We had the game with Morales last week where he has a specialty variation. How does he do that actually? Oh, well, the knight... No, wait. How does Morales do that move order that he doesn't drop a piece with the early d6? He played a lot of games where he castled queenside against me. But how does that even work? I don't remember. Back to the tournament. We gotta stay ahead. Merle Dixon, thank you for the donation. We've got Asterbait with 1,136 this week. Dim 350. Merle Dixon with 101. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Oh, Asterbait with another 100, so he's staying solidly in the lead. He's getting ahead for the week before the heavy hitters come in. But seriously, guys, thank you for supporting the stream. Nefedov got his game against me. I should have berserked. It was a big mistake not to berserk here. We gotta get Nefedov out of his comfort zone somehow, and I've talked about this a lot. Not easy to do, though, against a solid player with solid repertoire. The Slav, I mean, how are you going to get a Slav player out of his comfort zone, you know? It's just really hard to do. Asteroid already got the 1st place. Not yet. Long week ahead of us. But I got to play fast. We only have like 5 minutes. We could get transposed to... We could transpose to a Queen C2 line, but I'm trying to avoid any kind of mainline transpositions. Playing something a little bit more fluid. Yeah, if Clash Kid shows up with some bits, he could do some bit damage. Thanks, guys, for joining me for the tournament. We're trying to win our game here. I've had bad luck with berserking at this time control. I'm not really good at berserking. In general, I don't play bullet. I think in bullet it matters less. Probably. Do damage. That's the baseball thing. We're trying to confuse Nefedov with something a little out of the ordinary. We're never going to be able to beat him. He's too solid a player to take him out in like 4 minutes. Could play e4 here, but I really need to develop the rest of my figures. That game won with, what? 10 seconds more? You're talking about a game now, Morales? So it looks like Zenchess has overtaken JCS. Zenchess won the tournament last week. It was Blitz. This is an interesting move, Nefedov, now. Queen d7. It's... I saw a nice game where Yakovenko beat Alexander Kosteniuk, where she did something like this. She put her like queen on d7 and her knight on a6, but her pieces just ended up on stupid squares. Yakovenko, just too good for her. But I mean, there's something artificial about that, you know. But probably not that big of a deal. You know, black's still okay. This was a slightly different position. When you have a player of Yakovenko's level, though, that guy's awesome. Alright. Didn't I get second? Zen Chess, you got second, but who won the tournament? Camel. Camel got first. Okay. Camel got first, you were second, and I was third. And you guys both played impressively, I thought, in the last one. But there's no way I'm winning this game unless Nefedov drops a piece and resigns, which wouldn't be sportsmanlike. So Chess Edition can catch up to me. That's about it. Chess Edition, we've never seen before. He's playing JCS, though. JCS is strong. JCS is in 4th place, you know, and he's over 2,000 solid. So not an easy opponent for Chess Edition. Whoever he is. It's over, said Antonio. What does that mean? What does that mean? Guys, thanks again for joining me for the tournament. We are going to stream tomorrow, 12 noon ET, Eastern Time. And it's going to be Weird Wednesday, unusual openings. I'd like to thank JCS, actually, for being our moderator when Soltigo can't be here. We're going to grind Nefedov down. Maybe I'll give him a draw, though. If the game doesn't count, we can afford to agree to a draw. I'm not a mean guy. I don't have to win every single game. Okay, now C5 looks tempting, but there could be some problems with that. My pawn could actually be overextended. So what? I don't know. The critical game is Chess Edition versus Zen Chess. I'm never going to beat Nefedov here in time. Well, I mean, I might not beat him at all, you know, let alone. But I'm definitely not going to beat him in the amount of time that I need to beat him from such a locked position. So, what do we do? B4. He's offering draw. Alright, I'm just going to take a draw. I need the points anyway. Back to tournament. So, 38. And I stay ahead of Chess Edition, hopefully. Let's check out what's happening there with Chess Edition. We're very tiny bit better against Nefedov there, but with symmetrical structure, my advantage doesn't amount to too much. I want to watch this last game between Chess Edition, and it's about to be over. What's this? Wrong game. Aw, man, come on. We wanted to see what's happened. It's over. I want to see what's happening between JCS and Chess Edition. The game is over, so Chess Edition must have won. That doesn't make sense, though. It's weird. What did they do? Oh, that game was... I'm confused. That was an old game. Maybe I'm just behind. He blundered it. It's a points draw. Anyway, it didn't matter. Chess Edition finishes with 32. I have 38. Chess Edition, really good performance. He played one loss against Noj Papa. That was a big upset. So solid result by Chess Edition. Zen Chess, not performing quite as well as last time. He had a bad start. Couldn't catch up after that bad start. He had to play me, which is tough. These pairings for arenas are tough. And the QG, who's 2140. So Zen Chess had to deal with that bad start, and he couldn't quite get the streak starter, getting it going early enough. JCS with crazy play today. Morales in 5th. Fuzzy Logic, Weiss Monsters, No Roy, and Asterbait and Notch Papa. So thank you guys for... Yeah, Asterbait got 9th place. Wow, man. That's awesome, dude. With the last round win against Matt L. Snake, who's played... He had a nice upset in this tournament, too. So, Asterbait, good job. You lost some tough players. You beat an 1800 and a 1700. Good job, man. So, it's top 10 down to Notch Papa, and he's only 1500, so good result for him. We had 47 players, which is really nice. And I like to see it get up to like 50 or something. FM, love you, love me. Who's that? He was thinking of playing, but he didn't. He's new. All right. So I have 50 players, first, second, and third, Sparkle Horse, Chess Edition, and Zen Chess. Thank you guys for playing and joining me. Apparently you played like Yakovenka. No, you played like Kostenyuk, and you're almost as beautiful too. But anyways, we'll see you guys later. Tomorrow 12 noon. That's about the size of it. I will see you then. Dim says, what don't you have in Cluj, or is it far away? Alex says, the problem is I don't have any near my location. So you live near Kolozsvár or something like that. Cluj na Potsy. Na Potsy. Potsa. How do you say it? Anyway, I will see you guys later. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, everybody. Nefyadav Zen Chess, Asterbate, Dim, all you guys. Shout outs to everyone. Thanks, JCS, for moderating. I will see you guys later. And Blue Eyed Albino. Thanks for supporting the stream by subscribing. And thanks for the bits donations. Asterbate, Dim, Merle Dixon. You guys are great. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. And bye-bye. Bye from the pandas, too. They didn't say hi today. Hello. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Alright, guys. I'll see you later. I'm out. Bye-bye.